published a book. You can get this on Amazon. Cost you about 16 bucks hard copy. You can even get it soft copy for about half that. It's on Kindle. Go ahead, pop over to Amazon. Hello everybody, my name is Richard Vigorelli and I'm your guide for everything Chinese medicine, and I set it all up so us Westerners can figure it out. Now I'm in an herb mood today, so we're going to talk about some herbs. One of my favorite categories actually, especially during winter time. It's called interior warmers. These are actually pretty cool, and amazingly it's where we also get a lot of what we call toxic herbs. Now, if you read my bit on toxin, if you watch my video on toxins, a couple other videos in there I talk about this, but basically a toxic herb is one that tends to have a few more side effects than others naturally would. Also, those side effects tend to come up a lot more readily than, say, mint. Okay? So, one of those herbs actually that is an interior warmer, which I love, it's actually my very favorite herb of the entire pharmacopoeia, is called Fu-Zi. That is F-U, new word, Z-I, Fu-Zi. It is the little thing that comes off of, this is the taproot of the plant. Fu-Zi is this little guy, right over here. Okay? It is, that plant, by the way, is monkshood or wolfsbane. Yes, literally any part of it will kill you if you just pick it up and put it in your mouth and chew. However, if you take that little root, cut it up nice, and cook it for 30 minutes before adding anything else, and then cook it for another 30 minutes with the other stuff in it, you'll be fine, assuming you got the dosage right. Okay? Generally, max dosage on this is, I believe, 3 grams. Yeah, you'd think that's a lot. It's not. There's some herbs in Chinese medicine that baseline dosage on them is about 15 grams. So, kind of small. There's another category that's like less than a gram, and we're like, whoa, hang on. Okay? So what Fu-Zi is used for, we'll use it for a couple of things. One, somebody who is kind of old and joints are not working right. There's very little vitality to them, so we'll mix that in with some other herbs, create a thing called the Black Turtle or the True Warrior decoction, and give that to them. That'll give them a little bit more pep. Another one that we use it in is a rescue remedy with licorice, otherwise known as gansao. I believe it's a 1:6 ratio, 1 parts Fu-Zi to 6 parts of gansao. That is licorice. Okay, and we actually give this to someone who is dying of exposure. Back in the old days when the old doctor would go out and dig for herbs, he'd put a gourd of this on his belt, go up and dig for herbs, and if he found some dummy out in the middle of the forest, he would open their mouth and pour this down their gullet, pack them down the mountain on his back, set them down and revive them. Today what we would do is we do that first bit, pack them down, then call 911 and say, hi, I just found somebody. Don't worry, I've administered and stabilized them. I need evac immediately. Thank you. Bye. Okay, another really good. Now, the reason why it is my favorite herb is because it is a true form of medicine. It can both help and destroy. It depends on how you use it. And it takes actual intelligence, wisdom, and learning to get the herb right. Okay. Another fantastic interior warmer is cinnamon. We call it rogueway. This is exactly like what you would put in your tea or whatever. It is the bark. However, what you get at your local supermarket, not as high a grade as what I would use. Also doesn't taste as good, but you know, if you're in a pinch, it'll do just fine. Usually base dosage on this is 3 to 9 grams, and we put it in various formulas in order to kind of get rid of that cold feeling you get, especially in the lower part of your body, or you're just cold and you're like wrapped up in blankets, a bunch of heaters on you, you're not stagnant, nothing hurts, nothing like that, you're just cold. That's what this herb is for. What it does is it stirs up the Ming Man. That is basically your pilot light, and gets that going, gets the fire going a little bit bigger, and you're awesome. The way you know you've taken too much, lots and lots of acne, mask notwithstanding. Okay? Another interior warmer you're going to love, especially that is really awesome this time of year, is cloves. Yes! It's called Ding Shuang. Love it. Especially when you mix it with a little bit of cinnamon, put that in some nutmeg, ba-boom. If you really want, you can add, and then toss all that in some eggnog. You got yourself an awesome drink right there. Okay? This is primarily indicated for somebody who has spent literally all day in the snow. They're chilled to the bone. Frostbite might be in very initial stages. This could potentially help. It'll definitely warm them up though. You take the seeds, you crush them up, you throw them in, you do a very, very fast cook on them. Pull that off. It's got a few other herbs in it, cinnamon being one of them. You have them drink it, and they'll usually perk right up. Fantastic little herb, this guy. Okay? What others are there? Well, there's actually quite a few, but you wouldn't know them if I use their English. But I do have this big guy right here. So let's crack it open, shall we? So, go ahead and find these. 1 second. Table of contents. Here we go. Regulate. Aha! Go. Okay, almost there. And here we are. Okay. We got a bunch of stuff. We got another one in here called Evodier. This is fantastic for severe indigestion, often food poisoning. It's called Wuzhu Yu in the Chinese. Yes, I know I mispronounced that. Deal with it. Then we've got black pepper, otherwise known as biba. I'm sure you can figure that one out. Yes, this time of year, peppers are awesome for you. Not so much in the summertime, but if you basically use the exact opposite as to what's going on outside, you'll balance out and be just fine, assuming a couple of things. Okay? Let's see here. What else would you know? Oh, excuse me. Biba is red pepper. Hujiao is black pepper. Whoopsie doodle. Alright, so when it comes to chasing away the cold, be smart. Very first thing you want to do, don't get into it. And if it's unavoidable, such as you live in Chicago and you have to walk, use the right things. Don't drink ice water this time of year. I don't know why we do that in America. When you walk into a restaurant and say, "Hi, can I have a glass of water?" They put ice in it, and it's 20 below outside. That makes 0 sense to me. Of course, it makes 0 sense to me in the summer, but whatever. I guess I'm just a little bit more European. So, remember, if you're in a cold place, try to stay warm as best you can. Cinnamon's relatively easy to come by, so is clove. Should help you out quite a bit. These you don't really need on prescription. If you start to break out, if you start to see any ulcerations or burnings or anything like that, discontinue immediately. Okay? So, that's about all I've got for you today, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. Feel free to share as well. If you want to get in touch with me directly, feel free to visit my website at vigintmed.com. That stands for Vigorelli Integrated Medicine troublesome.com. You can go ahead and drop me a line there. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw the little bit maybe earlier or later. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put it yet, but I'm also a published author. Feel free to go onto Amazon, search my name, Richard Vigorelli. I've got a few books up on there. Feel free to purchase them. All right, guys. I'll talk to you then. Take care. Bye-bye.